Hello everyone and welcome back. I'm Duke Silver. Today we are going to be playing Trophy Hunter, and with that quick first shop you saw that we got a woggle with an extra stat on it, which is very nice. Unfortunately the first thing our opponent played was not something we could slay. So we're going to have to try and get that woggle slay later on. We picked up a tiny here to go with our woggle. Unfortunately we do lose the fight against Mrs. Claus there, giving them a 4 glory. There's a pair of tinies, but like honestly I'm not that interested in tiny pairs just in general. Like I'm never looking to triple up a tiny. The stats just don't really make you any stronger because you only get 2 toughness out of it. It's just not worth it in general, I think. I was considering buying this Minotaur, but again it's just like kind of the same reason as buying another tiny. It just doesn't really make us a lot stronger, and I was kind of hoping for something with a little more toughness. We could have picked up the unicorn there, but I figured the cup purse was worth taking here, and we end up with the win anyhow. Thankfully, Fate's at less characters than normal because of Fate's wanting to triple on 2.2. We get another woggle in this shop, and I think we are gonna take it. It's a little bit awkward just because it's another 1-1, and we're at 34. We don't have like a ton of health or anything, but we did also find a mummy, which makes us quite strong. We got our first slay with our woggle and our second slay with the other woggle. So yeah, my worries were completely unfounded, and we're actually a genius for taking the second woggle there. We got a court wizard and a Juliet, so neither of them are like particularly great hits on Trophy Hunter. Obviously, there's like some very premium targets on 4 that we just didn't quite get. Here I'm considering buying the Brave Princess and the Shadow Assassin, but I'm also thinking about partying. I'm mostly just trying to wrestle with the idea of taking Brave Princess. Since we do have the Court Wizard, it's a little more appealing. I generally don't like taking it past 3.0 without like very specific circumstances, but yeah, eventually I just decide on the party and the Shadow Assassin, and we go with that, and we do get a slay there, so that scales the Shadow Assassin a bit. We get Shadow Assassin up to 5 power after the party as well as the 2 slays. We get an extra gold to work with here, which is great. There's another poly in the shop, but I don't think we're looking for another poly. I think we got our poly value, and we should try and develop our board and try and pick up some pairs here on 3.2 before we go into level 4. Or maybe try and pick up a targeted spell or something to enhance our mummy. We do find a pair of cut purse to go with our cut purse. We're gonna take Secret Stash. I think Secret Stash is a pretty good level 2 treasure for Trophy Hunter, just because like you spend a lot of time trying to assemble your board, so like you generally take a lot of damage if you don't find your pieces in a quick manner. So not only will Secret Stash prevent us from taking too much damage from a loss, it'll also give us some extra gold to find our pieces. We do end up with a win there though, which is great, so we don't pop our Secret Stash quite yet. There's another Court Wizard, but I'm not interested in Court Wizard. We're Trophy Hunter, we want to do Trophy Hunter things. The Riverwish Mermaid is a consideration here, just because like if you can get Riverwish Mermaid going, then it's pretty good. And actually I guess I did end up taking the Court Wizard here. In general, I don't think that's necessarily a great pickup, but we did go with that here. I mean, there are a few good level 4 treasures for Trophy Hunter, like 3 of Swords, Coin of Charon are in particular are very good. Of course, like Helm of the Ugly Gosling can be quite good, but mostly I try and steer clear of that. But we get paid off here with the triple anyways, and there's a Forking Rod, which we are going to take. Moonsong Horn does add some amount of stats, but I think the Forking Rod, hopefully with some targeted spells, is going to be better. We did manage to get our mummy supported in the last second there. Unfortunately, we hit the 1 in 4 of things we just can't slay. Doesn't matter too much here, as we do walk away with the win against Celestial Tiger, who is about to pop a lock chest, so that is always scary. That's pretty much an instant stabilization for Celestial Tiger, if not just a free level 7 treasure for them. Alright, we want to find another mummy. We want to find any of the premium 4s for Trophy Hunter, of course, and targeted spells, of course. We want targeted spells with this forking rod. And also, we wouldn't say no to a Masquerade Ball. Masquerade Ball with Forking Rod is one of the huge upsides of Forking Rod in general. One of the reasons that I enjoy Forking Rod a lot. There is a Mix-a-Whizzle that we get to fork. I think we're gonna pick up this Cindy because there's a couple level 2 treasures we wouldn't mind, and then we're gonna cast the fork Mix-a-Whizzle here onto the Juliet, which is gonna turn it into an Ashwood. So it's just gonna be a 30-30. Takes away our bonus attack from the Shadow Assassin or from the Court Wizard, but I think I'm okay with that. Because yeah, I mean Ashwood's just a decent chunk of stats, and I mean Juliet not very big. We walk away with the win there against that opponent, and we find a friendly spirit, which is great. And we're gonna fork this Feed the Kraken. We're gonna get 4 gold out of this. This Mim is pretty much lived past its usefulness. So yeah, we're gonna do that. And then that's going to give us a bunch of gold to kind of roll down and hope to find our triples. There is a Romeo and another Juliet, which I think we are going to take. I mean, that is technically a Slay avenue anyways. I was considering taking selling for this other Juliet, but there's also a Masquerade Ball in the shop. So what we're actually going to do is we're going to buy one of these 2s, and we're going to hope that a 4 populates in there. And also to the point of Romeo and Juliet being sort of a Slay addition. Also, like, I mean, obviously we have this Court Wizard, otherwise it wouldn't be nearly as appealing. Well, we did have a Court Wizard, and unfortunately they took out our Romeo before Juliet died, so never mind, just ignore everything I just said. But yeah, we locked 2 4s, we're hoping for a 3rd one, and there is a 3rd one, so we're going to cast this Masquerade Ball, which is going to get forked, and we're going to see 3 level 6s, and they're very good level 6s. So yeah, we're gonna pick up a couple of good boys here, which do have Slay abilities, as we are Trophy Hunter, of course. And yeah, we've got like a kind of an already like assembled good board already here. I think we're gonna lock the Green Knight. It's just so many stats to put behind the good boy. Like, I mean, finding like Baba Yaga might be really nice, but I think we go with the guaranteed Green Knight instead of speculating on finding a Baba. And then hoping to find a Beauty's Influence or something for it. And yeah, with this Forking Rod, we can just jam as many stats as we can onto the good boy. There's another Friendly Spirit, which we are absolutely going to take. I think that's much more valuable than this Romeo and Juliet package anyhow. Just figuring out what to sell. It's hard to sell out of the 3 pairs, just because, like, I mean, there's a few good hits, but we do end up selling out of them. And then we're going to cast Wings of the Valkyrie here and give our board a bunch of attack. Hopefully our good boy slays. Now, first one gets attacked into, but that does put a bunch of stats on the second one, guaranteeing that second slay, and putting a ton of stats onto these Friendly Spirits, which are each going to slay. There's a pretty big Robin on their back row, but yeah, our second good boy hasn't even died yet, so yeah, we end up with a ton more stats than they do at the end there with our good boy slays and Friendly Spirit slays. We're going to take a Haunted Helm here. It's just going to put stats on the good boy, and yeah, it's going to transfer those stats every time it gets a slay, provided it does get a slay, of course. Considering the Robin would, as we can maybe try and put Robin stats onto the good boy for more slayage. But yeah, we find a level 3 triple, and we're going to take a Crystal Ball here. We're going to get out of the secret stash that we never got, and we're just going to try and pump as many stats into these good boys as possible, and continue to try and get slays here. We get a double Burning Palm. There's a lot of stats over on the Tiger board. Remember they had that locked chest, and now they're quite large. Fortunately for us, we are also quite large. So yeah, they kind of make short work of our front line, but our back line ends up with enough stats from the good boys and Friendly Spirits to clean up the rest of their comp. Considered Echo Wood, but we're gonna go with the Lady of the Lake. It's just another good range character, and yeah, I think that's worth it. It's less of an investment, and again, we just want to put as much attack onto these good boys basically as possible to keep trying to get these slays. All right, we lock a Juliet, and then we go for a roll the dice, and we do hit the Juliet. Unfortunately, there's no Moonsong Horn, which is really the thing we wanted. We're gonna go with the ugly Gosling Helm, even though our good boy, I guess our second good boy is gonna get the Gosling Helm because we cut the Lady of the Lake at the last second there. Skip does have a pretty decent good boy comp here, but fortunately we have a decent good boy comp that also can slay and give extra stats. So again, we don't have the Baba Yaga or anything. We don't have like the slay or the trophy hunter package really. We're basically just a good boy comp with extra value, which is still very good. Like, I mean, good boy comp is powerful. So yeah. All right, we get a drink me potion. Unfortunately, like we don't have any spell cost reduction, but I still think it's worth it to just spend all our money making our good boys as big as possible. Just because we get so much value out of the slays there. Also, we are heads up now with the Loki player. Honestly, very, very quick lobby here. Considering where to put these stats, and then we end up putting the plus 10 health on the first good boy. Again, like we don't actually care if the good boy dies when it attacks. Like, that's one thing you kind of have to worry about a little bit with good boy, is you want to make sure your good boy has decent stats, but is definitely going to die and give your other characters the stats. But we don't have to worry about that as long as we slay. Yeah, we get to give out those stats no matter what. Our second good boy does get scammed, which is a little bit unfortunate, but again, we already got some stats from our first good boy, and the first good boy is still alive, and gets a bunch of stats from his friendly spirits as well. And yeah, then we get another slay with our good boy. And we've got a ton of stats on our backline. Fortunately for us, this pumpkin comp doesn't produce enough scam, and we managed to win with our stats here. Honestly, our good boy not even that big right now. It's like 20 some odd attack is just not necessarily going to get it done in most of the time. But we do get a plus 10 attack into 2 plus 10 forked attack spells, so we put a ton of attack onto good boy this turn. Most of it is temporary, but I mean, we still get a pretty convenient chain there, where the Hugify into the double blaze of glory. And fortunately for us, we do attack into the Medusa after their Doom Breath attacks and takes out 2 of our characters. But unfortunately, the opponent's pumpkin summons happen in such a way where Medusa is summoned directly into the attacking slot. But fortunately for us, that we have enough stats to withstand the rest of their comp, and yeah, we come away with the win. Again, this is not I guess it's not like your typical like high roll trophy hunter build. We're just good boy with upside, basically. We're kind of like Morte almost, but a little bit better. But yeah, I don't know. I thought this one was pretty interesting. It's definitely a different route to victory that you normally take with trophy hunters. So yeah, it kind of stood out to me, and yeah, I thought this one was kind of satisfying. Lobby went really quick. We didn't get to grow our good boys really all that much, and we got them pretty early. We got them on 5.0 and started putting stats into them, I believe. But yeah, let me know if you enjoyed this. Please leave a like, subscribe, leave a comment, all that good stuff that helps the algorithm. I would very much appreciate it. Yeah, I don't think I have anything to go over, so I'm just going to say I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and I will see you tomorrow.